long time no see. So I thought I'd do a little live today just to see how everybody is, catch up on everything. I haven't been too well. It's the anniversary of my nana's death. It was her birthday yesterday and should have been cremated 4 years tomorrow, which was my birthday. She died on the 30th of September, so things have been a bit emotionally all over the place. For all its 4 years, you never forget, do you? Things get easier, but the hole's still there. And I've also not been very well, but we've worked out why I haven't been very well. It turns out I missed my B12 injection in July. So the last one I had was in April, which means I'm due another one. From July, I should have been due another one, which means I'm well late. So that's one of the reasons I probably haven't been as well as I could have been. And I haven't been eating, I've not been well at all. So excuse me for not being with you for so long. I have missed you guys. I have tried to catch a few lives and things, but again, hi Annie, you're not late, don't be daft. Only just come on myself. Just explaining why I haven't been around, that I've not been so well. It's also the anniversary of my nana's death. They say she died on the 30th. Her birthday was on the 14th, and my birthday was the 16th, which was the day, unfortunately, she was cremated. So it's a very difficult time, is September, October. And then turns out that I'm behind with my B12 injection, which is probably why I've been feeling as lousy as what I have. But we're going to try and be a bit positive this afternoon. We're going to look forward and not back. We're going to look at some fun things that I've been doing. And we're going to look at some things that I've got planned. And we're also going to talk about something that I did that I thought worked really well, but turns out hasn't worked as well as I thought. And so a few things to talk about today. So how are you, Annie? How are you doing, my gorgeous? Are you all right? Hello to anybody else who's arrived. Please say hi in the comments. Just get my juice and tonic. Actually, it needs filling up. I'll go fill it up, and then while everybody's joining. And then, tripping over my dress and boxes. Right. Oh, kicking things and no. Oh. Right. Oh, just Danny's still in. Excuse me, but I'm freezing, so I'm wrapping myself up because I think that's still part of me not being very well. Right, sorry, Annie. Are you just moving your paw from your desk because you had room? Well, I'm thinking about doing a paw this weekend. I've got some more molds coming, so I was hanging off to do a full paw with my new molds. But I've got my jewellery mold that I want to do another pour of. I want to do I've just received a new mold, and I've got that hippo mold that I had. Then there's the little animal bee molds and animals, butterflies and the bugs and the little hippo and that kind of thing. So there's a few new molds I want to try, and I've got some new molds coming. So I wasn't sure whether I wanted to hang on until the new molds had arrived, or whether to just go ahead and do a pour. Because it's such a long process, isn't it, doing a pour? You've got to do your pour, you've got to do your mix, you've got to do your decorating, you've got to plan it all out, and then do your pour. Then you have to wait your 24 hours, and then you do your unmolding. So it's a long process. So rather than do a few days of lots of long processes, I'd like to do the lot, and then do the unmolding. But sometimes by the time the new molds get here, you think I could have done half a dozen pours in this time. So it's difficult to know what to do for the best. But anyway, I'll show you what I've got today, because Mr. Postman's been... Whoa, Mr. Postman. Oh, Mr. Postman, stop and see, because he's got parcels for me. So first of all, I'll show you the odd bits. Some of it's not really relevant to what I was doing. These were one thing I bought that I thought would be nice for card making, and I thought what I'm going to do is a letter card. So what I'm going to do is make a card, but put paper in, fold it, so that it's actually a letter inside a card. Because sometimes with cards you run out of space, don't you, as to what to write. So I thought I'm going to design this letter card. So I've got myself some nice papers, and these are some of them. This is a Chinese, Japanese design. Let me just look at the glare. So we have this one. This one here. So you have a nice sort of Chinese, and there's Chinese writing. Now, the only thing I'm unsure about whenever I do buy anything that has Chinese or Japanese writing is what it actually says. Always worry that it says something that's rude, or that I don't agree with, or very rarely it doesn't. Usually it just says peace, hope, love, faith, joy, those kinds of things. That's another one that has writing on it, but they're so nice. There's another one that has writing on it. And then we have your birds at the bottom. There's another one. This one's boats, gondolas. And then you have your writing. And then this one is the same. This is cherry blossom. You've got your writing at the top and your cherry blossom at the bottom. And then you have this one. This one's got dragon at the bottom, and then the side and the writing. And then these are playing with the cherry blossom. I don't mind these ones at all. Now, I wasn't sure whether to buy these for my nephew because he's learning Chinese and my sister's learning Japanese. So I wasn't sure whether to give them to them as a gift. But what I might do is split the pack up. So the ones with writing on, give them to them so that they've got something that they can learn. Well, what does that mean? And keep some of it for myself. Split the packs up themselves, open them up so they have, say, I keep so many sheets of each pack, they have so many sheets of each pack, so that the packs actually split up. Oh, here's another, is this another delivery? I'm expecting a load. Yes, let's see what this one is. wasn't for me. What a shame. Hate it when the postman comes and I bother to get myself up out the chair and it's not for me. Really inconsiderate. Right, so as I was saying, I haven't decided fully what to do with this pack yet, but that's my idea, is to do some letter cards. Obviously keep some of the paper for letter writing, but have a lot of it for letter cards. Then I got this one, which was what I had in mind. This has come out and it comes in a lovely presentation box wrapped in tissue paper. And I won't get the paper's just plain writing paper, and at the top it's got a deer on it on this set. But the set is like a wildlife set. So you have an owl, deer, a badger, a fox, and then the series again. And I think there's 5 of each. I think there's 20 sheets altogether. And I thought again they could be used just as general letter writing, or to make some of these letter cards that I plan on doing. Right, so then next I'm thinking on selling. My ideas have been on, you have 2 new molds open. Oh, that'd be nice. I'll show you my new mold that's come. Then I thought it'd be nice. I'm thinking selling. I'm trying to look at my makes and right, what will sell, what won't sell, what will work to sell and what won't. You know, what if I do a little bit of work to it will improve and sell, and then other things that won't. And I've been quite ruthless, and I've got rid of a load of coasters that have just been too bendy or they've not had the right look. Got rid of them. And there's some things I've kept and I'm looking at refining. So one of the things I was looking at is my jewellery. Now, one of the most horrendous parts of making jewellery is making sure the chains don't get tangled. Oh, nightmare. So what I've bought with these, I'll not open this one because it's vacuum packed. I want to keep it nice. And basically they're cards. Now, I think you can see that. You've got your cards and you've got your hoop there for necklace. You've got your large hoop there for necklace. And then you've got your smaller holes, can you see? Well, you can see very well. It's got 2 smaller holes on. If I turn it around, there, see if you can see on the back, there's 2 small hoops for earrings and a bigger hole for a necklace. So the idea is that I use those and hang the chain from the front and then sellotape it to the back so that A, it doesn't get tangled, and B, it's a display case. It's also got some cellophane packages, so you can put it in the packages, and then it keeps it clean, tidy, dust free. It's easy to stack, and I thought we can put them in boxes, stack them, so that they're easier to look through and sell. And then I got some plainer ones, just some plain brown ones. These have got the slots at the top here rather than the hole, and then 2 holes for earrings. Again, they've got the cellophane bags. And they're just plain brown cardboard, and I thought they would do really nice for what I wanted. And it's just to help tidy up, because I've got, at the minute, I've got everything in bags or boxes and it's getting tangled. And I thought, well, if I can put it in those, then stack them in the boxes like this, then people can, if they want to, look through it, but also I can as well. And each thing can have an individual price then as well, can't it? Now, this is the mould I got. I've been looking forward to this mould coming, and I know I don't celebrate Christmas, but I do think it's very apt for this time of year. It's rutting season, so deers are a big part of this time of year. and they're a big part of Christmas. So this is the deer mould. So that's the deer. Then at the top of here, you can't see it, but in the top of here there's a slot for something to stick inside. And this is where these come in. And we've got two different sizes. You could buy one size, you could buy one of two sizes, or you could buy all three sets. So you could get the deer plus one of these, the deer plus the other one, or the deer plus both of them. And these are the horns or the antlers. So you get this set of antlers, which is quite a big set. I thought it was small. I thought it would only go to about there. But no, it's quite a nice set, antler set. Then we have the large antler set. And this is going to be, come on, how do I get to there? We go. And there is the other one. So you can see, so you can see that. So you've got that one, and then you've got that one. And I think both are nice, but what I'd like to do is make this up and then add flowers and add, I could use fresh, like dried flowers or pressed flowers. But what I am planning on doing, is using clay, polymer clay, and adding small flowers with polymer clay on and leaves throughout. So it looks like it's collected its foliage along the way. Like you see in a lot of these pictures, you see a lot of deer with these floral headdresses adorning their horns. So that's what that. So that I'm really looking forward to doing both of those. We'll just put that back in there. So that's what Mr. Postman brought. I feel like he should have brought more than he did, but I think I showed you what he brought the last time. And there's so much more to come. I bought some silica gel for drying my own flowers because I wasn't happy with the way they pressed. When I pressed them, they lost all of the colour. So it was just the same as putting them in straight into the epoxy resin. They just lost all of their colour. I'm just plugging my computer in. Yes, they've just lost all of their colour, and I don't want that to happen. The whole idea of doing it with flowers is so that you don't lose the colour, because that's what flowers are all about. They're about the colour and the vitality, and if they're just going to turn out brown and rusted, that's not what I wanted. I did show you what I did though, didn't I? Now, what have I done with them? What did I do with them? Oh, I did have some other stuff to show you. I don't know where I put them. But what I did with the flowers that I pressed some lilies, some stargazer lilies. And if you want to check my Twitter page out, which is Lisa's Crafty Creations, I think, you'll see them on there. And I might have put photographs on Instagram. And what I did was I painted them because they just came out brown. So I painted them in the colour. So I painted the whole petal white and then put the centre pink and then added the little colourful dots. In the hopes that and I was quite pleased with the outcome, and I did have a few positive results. I also bought these. This was also something else. You know, as I was saying, I was refining a lot of my jewellery and projects. So I got these. We're basically sanding discs. They start at 80 and they go right the way up. No, they start at 20 and go right the way up to 10,000. That's 12,000. No, they go right the way up to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Yeah, 10,000. 1,200, 1,300, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000. Yeah. So they go up there, and then there's a polishing disc. So that's for my Dremel, so that I can just not have to worry about hurting my hands as much. I can use the Dremel and get a better sanded finish to it. So that's what else I got. I think that was that issue. I should never open it until you're on screen, because if I don't, then if I open it before I come on screen, then I forget what I've ordered, what's come and what hasn't come, what I've shown you and what I haven't shown you. I thankfully got Mandy's stuff sent away at long last, because I don't know whether you know, but Mandy was my winner of my 50 subscribers. I'm really hoping to work towards getting 100. I'd be absolutely over the moon if I managed to get 100 subscribers. But I suppose I need to put a little bit more work into it. And I think once I get my own little craft room and I'm up there and I'm able to do like my section for my resin pours, my section for my cards, my section for my quilling and all that, and I get everything sorted out, so that I know if I'm going to do a resin pour, I can go over into that section of my little craft room and do it, leave it, not move it, not touch it, but then be able to move to another section of the craft room and do something else. I think that would be much nicer, because at the minute, what I do on this table stays on this table. And if it's not manoeuvrable, if it's not something I can take off the table and come back to, then I'm stuck. Once I've started a project, that's it. I've done it. I'm finished. Once I'm finished for the day, and I've done, for example, if I've done a resin pour and I've started at 10 o'clock, it finishes at 2, that's me snooping for the rest of the day, because my table's gone, because it has to stay on this table. So that's a bit of a downside. So hopefully once I get my craft room, I'll have everything where I want it. I will stop getting nagged about, you've got the room this and you've got the room that, and I wish you'd tidied this up and I wish you'd put that away. And joys of crafting. There we go. These people just don't understand the need for crafting. They don't understand the need to have these things. They just moan. But we're going to rise above the moaning. And we're going to wait until we have a craft room. And then we're going to turn around and say, see, if you gave me a craft room all those months ago, we wouldn't have done this money, would we? No. Anyway, that's me just being silly. So let's show you what I've done. We'll do a little review. So as you know, I got a load of tote bags recently. And I've done quite a few. I also got a notebook. I'm not sure whether I showed you the notebook, but this is the notebook. Quite pleased on the way the notebook turned out. It still needs sealing. I haven't sealed it as yet. But that is the notebook. And isn't it beautiful? It was actually really good to do. It was very sticky. And the symbols were quite clear. You often find sometimes with notebooks and this kind of project that the symbols can become a bit blurry, especially around the edges of the project. This didn't happen with this kit. I found that I was able to see the symbols all really clearly, knew exactly where I was putting what. The drills were really good. There wasn't much trash. I think they had the odd one. Even with these special drills, you often find with the special drills, you can find the odd one that isn't quite right. But even they were okay. Oh, sorry. So the fact that there wasn't any um, the fact that there wasn't any trash is a good thing, really, because you don't very often get very many extra of these special drills. Sometimes in some kits you get exactly what you need and that's it. So if you come across one that's not right, you're a bit miffed, really. So that's that. That's that one. Then we have this butterfly. And I'm going to be putting all these tote bags up for sale. So this is the butterfly. They're all sealed. Again, this was very sticky, very easy to follow. There was very little trash. It was a lovely kit. The bag is canvas. It's quite sturdy. I had them one out to them today to do a test run on it, and it managed to carry two bottles of lemonade, 3 bottles of orange juice, and 4 tins of custard. So that's not too bad to get into this little thing, and you know, that's pretty good. It didn't. Oh, too tired. And it didn't seem to have any bother with holding it. So that was good. So that's the butterfly. I'll put them away as I'm doing them because I don't want to get them spoiled. As I say, I sealed them, all these ones. I sealed them as I was working with them so that I can just put them in their bags and they're ready to sell if anybody wants one. We then got this owl. This is gorgeous. There we go. This is beautiful. Again, there was very little issues with this. The canvas is very sturdy. The handles are quite strong. The stickiness was there. The drill quality was there. The assemblage was there. It was all symbols, so you did get a little inventory key card. So basically, you got a little sheet with a key code on, to tell you what the number was with what. So each drill was numbered. Then there was a symbol, and they had a little key code to say which symbol was which number, and that was really good. Dead simple, easy to follow. Fine. No problems. There was one of the kits, I can't remember which, I think it would have been the last one that I did, which is these flowers. One of the symbols was mixed up, and you could tell it was obviously mixed up because it was the wrong shape. The symbol was shaped like a teardrop. I'll show you. This is the other one. This is the one I tested out today. So if you can see, oh no, it must have been the butterfly. It was the butterfly. You see these teardrops here? That and the circle was crossed over the wrong way around. So you had a circle here, and you had the teardrop, and the symbol and the circle were mismatched. So where the teardrop symbol was, you should have put the circle and vice versa. And obviously that wasn't the right way around to do it, so I just altered it. So you may need to watch out things like that on that. So that was a downside of that kit. This kit was great to do again, although I did cock up on this kit and I had to alter it. I totally messed up and put the gold where the white should be, and the white. So I was working with the gold here. That's the outline of the leaves around the outside, and I put it where the white is. Obviously that was wrong, and I ran out of drills, so I had to then stop, take all the gold off, replace it, and then put the white on. So that was a bit of a pain in the bum. But that was my own fault. It wasn't anything to do with the kit. That was just me not concentrating. The finished look is beautiful. The symbols were good. Again, the canvas bag is a good quality. The owl is your favourite bird. Wow. A minute, I'm just gonna. So that's that one. Colours are lovely, and it's really come out nice. I'm dead chuffed with it. So that's the next one. Again, that one's it's still hanging to dry. That one, it's not being packed away because it was just sealed last night. And then this one is a plastic-ish one. It's not the canvas bag. Now, I found these plasticky ones aren't quite as strong as, like, the handles don't seem to be quite as strong, but this one, it's not too bad. There is a little bit of give, not as much, like a little bit more giving than there's what there is in the canvas, definitely. It's waterproof because it's got the like plastically cover on the outside, and this one's a cat surrounded by floral motifs. It's like a wibble wobble cat, you know, one of those that you knock over and it stands back up again, a bit like that I would describe it as. With the way the tail swishes around the bottom of it. It's very pretty. Again, it was easy to do, easy to follow, no problems with symbolage, drill quality, things sticking. It's sealed really well, and I'd say no problems with this. So yeah, so far so good. I'm quite pleased with the way the bags have turned out. I've got about another 3, maybe 4 pots to do. One of them is for my daughter, and one of them is for my sister-in-law, but other than that, the rest are for sale. The ones that you've just seen, the owl, butterfly, the cat, and the roses, one of those will be going to my daughter. She hasn't decided which one she wants yet. So one of those will be sold. They cost me about $11. And then with makeup time, I'm thinking of charging between $12.50. The cost from $11. So I'm thinking of charging from $12.50 for the bags. Completed and done. If anybody's interested in having one, that's £12.50 English pounds. As I say, I bought them for about $11.99, $12, something like that it was, plus postage and packaging. So I'm willing to let them go for £12.50 English pounds plus postage and packaging. Or if you want to pop by my house and you see that I have them hanging anywhere, and you're more than likely to knock on the door and say, please can I have one that saves you postage and packaging? I don't mind that. So Annie, if you look for a visit, I will give you one free of charge because I love you lots. The bags are lovely. So you have bought some cotton bags to use your cricket to cut vinyl. Love the owl. It's my favourite bird. Oh, I'm pleased you like. So I don't know what you mean by the bags. You've bought some cotton bags to use my cricket. to cut vinyl. I don't understand, Annie. Can you explain that? Do you want to join us? I put the link right at the beginning. I've showed this is the next bag I'm working on. And this is the one I plan to do for my sister-in-law. It's a vase of lilies. Well, it's a jug with lilies in. Yeah, put those. Oh, this is something else I got. See, I shouldn't put stuff away until I've shown you it. This is something, Annie, for resin I bought, and I'm liking it, but it's got some downsides to it. It's one of these, and it's got like a knife, and it looks a bit like a Dremel. You stick it in the top, you push it in. If you want to take it out, you press the button, but you don't really need to pull it out, and then you push it in. It's very swivelly. It's not very, for one thing, I say it doesn't stay in there very well. It doesn't stay in there very well. But the idea being is that you get and you just are able to just run it around the edge of your project, get off any overspill or any extra edges. So that, and it's supposed to fit around a lot of different molds. It comes with the pen, as you can see. Can you see? And then you're supposed to be able to swivel it round corners because of the way it moves. And it's actually not bad. It does the job. The only thing is it's very, I would say, femme. And it's difficult to get an even, but it also works for like round spheres and things like that. It's called a deburring system, and it comes with your pen and knife attached, and then a set of knives. And you get 10 pieces in there, so you get 11 knives plus your handle. It's hollow inside. I can't see how you can't get inside it for any reason. There's two little buttons on the bottom on either side, but they don't seem to release anything. The only button that releases anything is that one there, and that releases that, but it's barely worth releasing because it comes out dead quick, easy anyway. So there's that. So that's that, and I'm not disappointed with it. I can't say I'm disappointed with it. For some reason, it won't actually fit in to the box anymore. So there we go. Hey ho, you know, we will just put that to one side. So that's something else I got. Wouldn't say I'm disappointed with it. Wouldn't say I'm overjoyed with it. It's one of those, wasn't the worst buy I've ever made, but it doesn't run on batteries, doesn't run anything other than hand maneuverability. So basically you put the knife where you want it and you drag it down. There's no batteries, there's no rechargeable anything, Annie. Yeah, I think scissors work just as well. I've been watching Steve McDonald recently. He's quite a canny lad, isn't he? Quite like him. Trouble is, he's been doing some of the experiments. I think, oh, I always wanted to experiment doing that. No, man. And they always beat you to it, don't you? Think, oh, that's a good experiment to do. And then you see somebody on YouTube who's already done it and you think, well, is it worthwhile doing it again? But I suppose some people watch him that don't watch me and vice versa. It's not power driven at all, Annie. Basically, you get your pen, you run it across. So it's just like using a penknife, I suppose, but a bit safer. And it's the knife is crafted. It's like shaped so that it works around things. So it will go around a sphere, that kind of thing. I haven't got anything at hand because I've tidied up. To show you, I only had my coasters that I'm keeping. So I've got a set of 3 coasters here. I should have a set of 4, but I don't know why. But I've got 2 sets of 3. So I'm going to have to make one of each. Oh, that was what I was going to show you. This. Right. This I was really pleased with. Really, really, really pleased with. I did it despite all my misgivings using UV resin. I wasn't going to because I thought it's going to just bubble up. It's just going to not hold because it's a biggish mold and blah, blah, blah. I did it in layers and I was really pleased. It worked well. So that's the base. This is the top. Now you might think, that looks lovely. And it does. Absolutely gorgeous. I painted all the mould in the different shades, the dress, painted the flowers on, then put the epoxy resin, put the UV resin in, and slowly did each layer as it came across and slowly cured the whole thing. And it came out and I'm thinking, wow, this is lovely. And I was really pleased. Connected together. Now, here this, you're going to start to see where the problem is. Connected it together and it stood beautifully. But after a few days, this happened. And slowly it started to bend and bend it. Now I can bend it the other way. I can straighten it. I can flatten it. I spent 3 days flattening it, warming it, flattening it, re-curing it, putting it up. Within the next few minutes, it's just going to start bending down again. So I'm going to give it a go using epoxy resin to see whether the epoxy resin, being a harder resin, will make it work better and make it. It's been nearly 3 weeks, Annie. It's been a while. So what I'm thinking of doing is letting it lay flat and putting it outside in the sun if we get any sun, laying it flat and leaving it flat for a while, for long, just packing it away flat. And seeing where we get anywhere. But I'm also going to try doing it using normal epoxy resin. Tried that, heated it up, laid flat, was beautiful. Laid flat for ages. As soon as I put it back to stand in the mould, it bent again. So I can get it flat again, that's not an issue. There's no problems with me getting it flat, getting it to stand straight. But as soon as it's in the mould for more than a day, it just goes. Well, at the minute it's more than 5 minutes and it starts to bend. It's beautiful though, and I'm see, bend it that way. Straight away it goes the other way down. So I don't know what the issue is it. So as I say, I'm going to try it with epoxy resin, see whether we get anywhere. In the meantime, I will still fast bath with this. I will still, because it's beautiful. I'm really pleased with the effects. There's a couple of things I did wrong. And the fact that these bits that are brown here, should have been skin coloured like this, because there are arms. And then this should have been like shoulder pieces. The dress I would have liked to have done a deeper white, really shown the white up a bit more. So I've gotten some ideas from Steve McDonald on how to really show up the colours in the micro powders. So I'm going to do that. And see how it goes. Try again. If first you don't succeed, try again. That's what I'm going to be doing. So as I say, I was really pleased with it, but at the same time, it's had some downsides. So, and this, I was really chuffed with this. The base looks lovely, and that's been really nice. And it's nice and hard. It's set lovely, whereas this has lost the hardness. It's got no hardness to it. So I don't know because it just isn't cured right or what. So anyway, that's that with that. So we're going to leave that laid flat under something for a while, and then when the summer comes, I might stick it outside in the sun, flat. To see what happens and go from there. It is very pretty. I was really gutted when I first, because it seemed to be fine for about a week and a half. And then all of a sudden I sort of started to see it go like this. So I thought, oh no, it's bending. So I took it to bits. Thought maybe I haven't let it flatten a little. So I put it under weight and let it flatten back out again. And thought, right, I'll try again. So tried it again and it did the same thing but quicker. So I thought, right, I'll flatten it out again, flatten it out. Then I re-cured it. And I thought, well, if I cure it again, maybe I haven't cured it long enough. So I put it back under the UV resin light. And all night I kept pressing the button. And then tried it again. Well, within hours, it had totally bent over. And I thought, this thing, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is not working. I was absolutely mortified. Well, I was upset. I can't say that I wasn't upset. So I just don't know what else to do other than to flatten it again and leave it flat for a long time. But that's not what you want to do, is it? You want to make something and have a quick turnover. You don't want to have something sat in your shop for months on end before you're actually able to sell it. I don't know, Annie. It just says UV, clear UV resin, UV curable crystal resin. That's all it says. Nothing else on the bottle. There's no instructions, nothing. That's all it says. So I don't know. It doesn't even say what make it is. So it's a difficult one, my lovelies. It's a difficult one. Sometimes I think there's just sometimes I think things happen, it's just unexplainable. It doesn't say anything like that on the bottle, so maybe it's not then. Maybe if it doesn't say it, it isn't it. It doesn't say hard, it doesn't say light, it doesn't even give you the instructions on how to cure it. It doesn't say like cures, 15-minute cure time, nothing. Because the last ones I had, it said 5 to 15 minute cure time. Whereas this didn't give me anything. So I just worked on the last lot No, I'm not getting it from Ali. I got it from Amazon. I'm sure I got it from Amazon. Bear with me, Annie. I'll be back in a second. Just not feeling as good a second. Sorry there, beautiful. Oh, just came over feeling a bit poorly. I had to go to the sort it out. Oh, so how, Annie? What you been up to? Come on, join us. Are you up to coming on? Oh, I haven't heard from Mandy in a while. Was half expecting her to do a live. She said she would be doing a live based on the stuff I sent her, but I haven't heard anything, or doing something, but I haven't heard anything from her. So I've got another 15 minutes. You're headachy just now. Oh, Annie. Well, why don't you go rest, hon? And I'll leave it for today. Because as I say, I'm still not feeling 100% myself. And I have said what I was going to say. I keep looking for her to go live, but she just hasn't lately. I might message her and see how she is. Because Dee put a message up saying she doesn't want to do any more lives, but I don't know. Oh, Annie. Because Dee put up a message, like a video, saying she wasn't going to do any more videos for a while. And I sent her a message saying, oh, please don't stop video. And I says, if you're not up to doing it, like talking and everything, just put a video up with sound on. But then she's put up a couple of lives recently. She has put a live, oh, I didn't see the live today, but I saw a video she did. And then, yeah, I saw a video she did on special paper or something. Can't remember. But it was a really nice video, lovely card she made. So I don't know why she's sort of, she must have had an off day, a couple of off days, and thought, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore. Put that video up, and then thought, after everybody's response, felt, well, maybe is it something she should keep going. It does that good. I think she does fantastic on YouTube. I mean, look at her. She's got so many more subscribers than I have. And she does a lot shorter videos and a lot less. She just does the cards, which I think is fantastic. She does amazing. There's loads of subscribers and views. So I think she does amazing. She's a lovely person, is Dee. It must be hard having your mother live with you like that, especially when she's not well herself. You know, when her mum's got like issues and health issues, to then have her then live with you. I mean, it's hard enough having your parents live with you when they've got no issues, but when they have issues, it's so much more painful, because it's like you're sad to see the way they are because you remember the way they were, and that kind of thing. I didn't realise her daughter was quite poorly, but no, it's hard work for her. She does amazing. How she can cope with the mum just popping into her little craft room. To me, that would be my space. I wouldn't be wanting people just popping in and going and chat, and you would be like, this is my space. This is where I want to be alone. Can you respect that type thing? But then it's hard to do that when you've got somebody who's living with you with the issues that her mum has. It's really hard, really, really hard. I know. I think there's a few issues coming up with my mum-in-law. Recently, this thing's been happening, and I think she's sort of slowly losing the realities of life, you know. What's happened to you? Something's happened and it's changed, right? There we go. That's what I want. I'm playing with what each thing does, but I don't know what it does. So I think it's depends on how many people you've got on screen, doesn't it? As to what you can do. Right, Annie, I'm going to love you and leave you. If you're not feeling very well, and I'm not feeling overly grand, but I was determined I would do this live today. So I've done that. I've showed you what bits and bobs that Mr. Postman's brought. I'm going to be doing a few more, hopefully. It's difficult now for doing lives because the family's around a lot more. Although they're around a lot more when I'm around. For example, like now, I used to be in on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and the family were always out on a Tuesday and Thursday. But now I'm out on a Tuesday and Thursday. The family's in Monday, Wednesday. So the only day I now have for filming things is really a Friday, and it's bugging the out of me because, and I think once I get the craft room to myself, that'll change. But up until then, oh, Annie, don't apologise. You're not rubbish. I had my mum for 7 years with dementia. It was so hard. It was only, oh, it's honestly, Annie, I understand. My granddad had dementia, and my nana who lived with him with dementia for so long, and then it's just an awful. And then I looked after people with dementia when I worked in an old people's home, and it's awful. It's really awful. But it will get better. It'll get better. And Annie, you're a star. I want you to sit and think about how much good you do for other people and how good you are. I mean, you've been absolute. The message you sent me this week was just really heartwarming and made me feel that I was missed and that I was wanted and that I was appreciated. And that's what you do for people in the community, and you want to remember that. You you make people feel needed and wanted. And I think that's important no matter who we are, no matter what we are dealing with in life, whether it be major trauma, major mental health issues, major just life in general getting in the way, as it were. We need people like you in our community who are there just to support us in whatever way that we need to. And that's really important. And you are part of that, Annie, and you want to remember that. Don't ever, ever put yourself down and think that you are not needed, that you're not useful. You are, very much so. And when you sent me that message, I was in tears because of how I felt at the time. And you just sent me that out of the blue, and it was like, wow, I didn't realise that I'd been missed the way I had. And it was so, so lovely. So Annie, don't ever doubt yourself. You are amazing woman, and you are so much loved and appreciated. As is everybody on the channel, everybody who does YouTubes. We all do it for our own reason, whether it be for business, whether it be for our mental health, whether it be for our own just pure pleasure. We do it for lots and lots of different reasons, but we get so much back out of it. And I think that's what you have to remember. It's not always what you get, it's what you give in. That's important. And people who are on YouTube, for whatever reason you are doing it, you are giving people so much more. So please remember that. Anyway, I'm going to get off my emotional high ground, and I'm going to say thank you to everybody who's joined us this afternoon. I'm going to thank you to my subscribers. I'm going to say, if you've not subscribed to the channel before, I would love to have you as part of my crafty team. Please hit the bell to be notified whenever I do a video. And don't forget that all important comment, because if you don't comment, then unfortunately subscription doesn't get counted, which is a scam, I'm sure, but there we go. And on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for your time watching the program, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to pass on a smile if you get the opportunity to, guys. I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye. Bye, Annie.